everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I want to talk about something that has shaped almost every chapter of my life: creative risks. And the question that often follows them: were they worth it? It's a question I have asked myself many times. When I started something new, when I felt a familiar path, when I chose curiosity over certainty, and when I invested my time and energy into something that came with no guarantees. Looking back, I can honestly say that some of the most meaningful experiences in my life began with a creative risk. Before we begin, let's define it now. A creative risk isn't necessarily about becoming an artist or writer. A creative risk is any decision where you choose possibility over certainty. It is trying something when you don't know the outcome. It's putting your work into the world. It's choosing growth despite the fear of failure. For me, creative risks have appeared in many forms, like writing, blogging, journalism, photography, painting, YouTube, podcasting, interviewing public personalities, publishing books, and exploring completely new interests. So the first lesson is that one of the biggest creative risks I took was starting my own platform. Many people wait for permission to create, permission to write, permission to speak, permission to share their ideas. But at some point I realized something. If I wanted to tell stories, I needed to start telling them. That's how my blogging journey began. Not because someone guaranteed success, not because someone promised readers, but because I wanted to create. That simple decision changed everything. You know why? Because there was a risk of choosing a different path. My educational journey itself involves many shifts. Like I chose Hindi over Sanskrit, commerce with maths instead of commerce without maths, history honors, mass communication, professional training, journalism. Each stage required adaptation. Each stage required learning. At different points, I thought my future might involve archaeology, mythology, or art and architecture. But you know what? Life had different plans. Like I mentioned in the previous videos. Instead of feeling defeated, I learned to pivot. The ability to pivot became one of the most valuable skills I have ever developed. So journalism was also a creative risk. Okay, because many people think journalism is a safe career, but in reality, journalism constantly pushes you outside your comfort zone. You speak to strangers, you ask questions, you face rejection. You hear no more often than yes. You write stories knowing not everyone will agree with them. Yet journalism taught me confidence. It taught me communication. It taught me curiosity. Most importantly, it taught me that every story matters. Publishing my work. If I talk about publishing my work, I would like to say that publishing is one of the most vulnerable things a creator can do. The moment you publish something, it stops belonging only to you because readers see it, interpret it, judge it, connect with it, or ignore it. The uncertainty can feel frightening. But you know what? It's also exciting. When I became an author, I realized that creativity requires courage. You cannot grow while hiding everything you create. Eventually, you must share your voice. You know why? Because there were unexpected rewards that were involved. Okay, so were these creative fruitful? Well, the answer depends on how we define success. If success only means money, some risks take time to pay off. If success means immediate recognition, not every risk delivers it. But if success means growth, learning, experience, confidence, and opportunity, then yes. The rewards have been tremendous because every creative risk taught me something. Every project expanded my skills. Every experience introduced me to new people. Every challenge helped me evolve. And if I talk about another creative risk, it was photography. I explored DSLR photography because I was curious about visual storytelling. Photography taught me observation. It taught me how to observe things around me. Okay, because it taught me patience, composition, attention to detail. It showed me that stories can be told without words. Sometimes one image communicates more than an entire paragraph. Then came painting. So what began as curiosity became another creative outlet. I'm sorry. Painting taught me something interesting. Not everything needs to become a profession. Some creative pursuits exist simply because they bring a joy. And that realization is powerful. We often pressure ourselves to monetize every interest. But you know what? Sometimes it is enough to create because creating makes us happy. There's another lesson that I have learned repeatedly is that reinvention is not a weakness, it is a skill. Many people fear changing direction, then worry that others will think they are confused. But life is not a straight line. We evolve, we learn, we discover new interests, we grow. So why should our careers remain exactly the same? Every version of ourselves deserves the opportunity to explore. Do you know that? The most valuable outcome is that if I had to identify the most valuable outcome of taking creative risk, it would be confidence. Not confidence that everything will succeed, but confidence that I can learn. Confidence that I can adapt. Confidence that I can begin again if necessary. That kind of confidence cannot be purchased. It must be earned through experience. And let's be honest, not every creative risk worked. Some projects received little attention. Some opportunities never materialized. Some ideas remain unfinished. But failure is not evidence that a risk of pointless. Sometimes the lesson is the reward. Sometimes the experience is the reward. Sometimes the growth is the reward, and often those lessons become useful years later. Looking ahead, the truth is, I don't know exactly what my future holds. Maybe more writing, maybe more interviews, maybe more books, maybe new creative pursuits I haven't discovered yet. Perhaps life will introduce completely unexpected chapters. And you know what? That's okay. Because I have learned to trust the process. So if you're watching this and considering a creative risk, I want to leave you with one thought. The biggest risk is not trying. Because if you never try, you will never know what was possible. So start the blog, write the story, learn the skill, launch the project. take the class, share your work. You may succeed, you may fail, but either way, you will grow. And growth is never wasted. Looking back, I can confidently say that my creative risks were worth it. Not because every risk succeeded, but because every risk helped shape the person I am today. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to like, subscribe and share. And let me know in the comments that what creative risk changed your life. Until next time, keep learning, keep creating and keep believing in the power of new chapters. See you soon. Bye everyone.